Hello and welcome to another episode of Showcasing North Leeds, where I'm on a mission to find all the businesses in North Leeds and beyond and put them on this podcast. And I'm delighted to be joined by Terri from The Maker Men today. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Please tell me and everybody else what it is exactly that you do.
So I am a seamstress really, and I do a lot of soft furnishings, a lot of outdoor garden cushions, curtains, blinds, sort of anything I can really put my hand to that involves a sewing machine.
Okay. I'm
your girl, basically.
Yeah. I've seen quite a lot of your things as well, and I remember seeing what they're called, not like a bay window, but like the stool type. What are they called?
Like an ottoman or like a poof.
No, it's like it's like built into.
There's one that you might have seen that's like a reading nook, and it's like a big orange in like a big dome sort of thing, and we did like a big bespoke cushion. I don't know whether I do. To be honest, I do so many bay window seats because every bay window is different, and you can't just buy a cushion off a shelf. So I do a lot of bay windows.
So what is it when you say like garden furniture and furnishings and stuff? What is it exactly?
So when it comes to the garden furniture, obviously like a lot of people buy these like rattan garden sets, and they come with the flimsiest, flattest cushions in this shiny nylon fabric that just goes mouldy after the first year. And they're not cheap. Furniture sets are so expensive. So basically, I've got a really good foam supplier. I've got tons of fabric suppliers that do outdoor fabrics, and they're such good quality that they feel like an indoor fabric. Like I can get waterproof velvet, I can get waterproof sort of canvas, and we just give the furniture a complete transformation with like new outdoor waterproof cushions that the covers can be pulled off, they can be washed, they can be wiped down with just water. It just gives them a new lease of life. So yeah, it's really good. I love doing them. Do
you find that people now, would they buy their garden furniture and come straight to you just so they can
I have had that because I've had some people that have maybe bought a set and it doesn't match their other cushions, so that they might have a few different sets in their garden, so we try and sort of tie them all together. Or some people will find a second-hand one on Facebook and then come to me and just get new cushions. So yeah, it's like, I don't think there is anyone else to my knowledge that does this, so I really enjoy it. It's good. It makes such a transformation as well. It makes the outdoor look like the inside. Like it's very much like a homely space. So yeah, it's really good.
What do you find you're doing most? Like not one thing, like in general, like what are the few items that you find yourself doing the most?
It's quite seasonal for me. So probably from February onwards, I get so many inquiries for garden furniture. And then as we get to the end of the summer, people are thinking more about doing projects inside. So then it's, warming rooms up with thermal curtains, like blinds, all that sort of thing. Like we were talking about the reading nook cushions and the window seats.
Window seats, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Just that. Yeah.
We got there in the end. So it kind of flicks between the two, and it just kind of turns over, sort of like that. So yeah, it's nice because every project is completely different, and
I can imagine,
every customer's different. And I think because I'm a small business and it's just me, I'm not sort of regimented to these like set rules, like you can have a cushion in this size, in this fabric for this price, and that's it. I love the fact that I make sure I go and visit people, I chat to them about fabrics, we look around their home and see what sort of things they're into. I get to know my customers, I've made friends out of customers, and then I go away and make them, and I come back and we get to dress the space, and it's like a full process for me, and I just really enjoy it.
Okay, well, that's good to know as well, that it's you from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can imagine that they understand that you kind of get them by the end of it, and it's like you understand them as people for
absolutely,
sure. Yeah. So what is it then, like, not how do people find you, but what's the trigger for people to understand that they need to contact you?
Well, I'm finding at the moment, I know we've briefly discussed this, I'm not very good with social media. So I'm finding at the moment it's word of mouth. People just know somebody who's had something made by me and then they've passed on their number. And then generally people finding me on social media, I suppose. I think that's kind of where that comes from. But I would say word of mouth is like my biggest, my biggest sort of way of people, people finding me.
So do they, but like, if I'm in my house and we need some new curtains, my first thought is what shop do I need to go to? Is it like, what would make me think to come to, do you know what I mean? Like, because...
Do you know what? It's a very good question. Maybe this is a good marketing question that I need to ask myself. I'm not sure.
I've never thought with like curtains. To find like an independent
somebody
who can
to make them. I think there's a certain people who will always have bespoke made curtains, and then there's a majority of people that think they go to Dunelm and get them off the shelf. The problem is with Dunelm, I get so many people buying a set of curtains from Dunelm and then having to pay to have them shortened. And curtains aren't cheap as they are. And then obviously time to have them shortened as well on top of buying them. You might as well get them made from scratch.
I suppose it's probably just something that I'm just not accustomed to in general, and never really thought of. So.
And there's such an array of fabrics. Like there is not a fabric that I've been asked for that I've not found, and I've found some weird and wonderful fabrics, you know, and the hundreds of shades of grey that are in this world.
Not just 50.
No. Oh, honestly, I know, not just 50. And matching a shade of grey is a minefield. There's so many blue-toned greys and red-toned greys. And, you know, if you're after something to match something in particular in your house, then having something made from scratch is definitely the way forward, because you're not limited.
Yeah, of course. And so with that in mind, I can imagine you get a lot of people work with interior designers who come to you.
So I've worked alongside Alexis, who you've spoken with on here, and we get on really well. We sort of bounce ideas off each other. So even though I'm sort of the end product in the making side, I've got a bit of design background, and when me and Alexis are together, it's nice. It's nice to have somebody creative to sort of bounce ideas off. So she'll have these big projects on, and then she'll be like, can we get together? And 2 hours later, we're still discussing fabrics and getting excited about projects and stuff. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have like-minded people to work alongside.
Do you have people contact you directly who skip out the interior designer part, and they're almost like, I don't know what to do here, can you help me?
Yes, quite a lot actually. And I'm more than happy to do that. I love that. What
is it that they usually want to do? Is it like transform the whole room, or is that parts?
No, so usually obviously I'm at the point where it's like soft furnishing, so like the curtains and the cushions, and it might be that some people are at the point of decorating, so they might have picked the colour for their walls, but then they've just got this blank canvas and they're like, I've chosen this colour for my walls, but I really wanted it to be a bit more fun and I don't know which way to go. And then we'll sit and there'll be fabrics all over the floor, and you know, and then we're like, well, if you got your sofa in this fabric, then we could make this in this fabric, and you know, sort of bounce ideas off each other that way. And sometimes people just need the push in the right direction. Do you know, like rather than going safe, sometimes you can just be a bit bolder.
That's good to know actually. In terms of sofas, you don't buy sofas with cushions, do you?
Sometimes they come with them, but they're just not very good.
They're
a little add-on. And everything I make is changeable. So, like for example, the window seats. You know, if the foam itself is probably the biggest cost of that job, but once you've got that, you can have another cover made. You know, if you change your decor in 5 years' time, it's interchangeable. You know, you've got that piece made to size, so then you know you can do whatever you like.
Can you just explain what a window seat is for anyone who doesn't know?
So that would be if you have a window area usually bay windows, that have like a boxed in sort of wooden base built in, so you can sit in the window and have a cup of tea and enjoy yourself.
As you're looking over
it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. One thing I think everyone would want to know, needs to know, is what got you into it, or how did you fall into this?
So I started off in fashion design. I was at university, so design has gone sort of way back for me. I've always been creative, and then I fell into fashion design straight away after graduating. I worked for various companies designing children's wear. Then came back up to Leeds, and the company that I worked for they just folded the business when lockdown hit. So obviously panic stations, and it was like, what do we do now? In like design jobs are few and far between up north as it is. So I started off with a little Facebook page and just thought I'll just do some odd bits just to try and sort of pay my mortgage. And now I'm like 4 years down the line and I don't know what's just happened. I feel like, where has the time gone? And I'm so busy. And the projects that I'm working on are so varied. So like since January, I've recovered 250 chairs in a local church. I've just sent some huge 5.5 metre cushions to a yacht in Spain. Wow. And I'm delivering window seats to Rounded, it's been a whirlwind, so it's great.
But I think the main part of your story is that, yes, this has been birthed out of lockdown. Yeah. But your background in it has been long before you started the business. Yeah. So you've always had that interest in fabrics and in design and say colours and everything else and textures and stuff.
So my knowledge has come from somewhere. And I guess actually when you work in fashion design, it's quite frustrating because you're in an office and you spend months, so that you work in seasons. So you spend your 6 months sort of researching what's upcoming, and you're choosing fabrics, sourcing fabrics from various places, visiting trade shows and all this, and you get to put your heart and soul into all these things. You design a range for, say, Asda, and Asda don't have the budget. They strip all the nice things that you've designed off of everything and go back to a Bobby Basic. And then you don't hear anything about it because it's been made for 6 months. Yeah. And then it just pops up in a shop and you don't hear, you don't get any feedback. That's it, done, and you're on to the next. Whereas I think I've realised, having done this, having that personal touch and being able to sort of be involved in all the different areas and see the end point is a big part of what I enjoy, I think.
That's good to know. Yeah. What's the next step? What's in the future for the makeup end?
Just keep going.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who knows what's around the corner?
Hire? No? Hire someone?
I don't want to lose what I have, if that makes... I don't want to lose my... I can't think of the word.
I know what you mean.
And I'd hate to be... This would be famous last words, because if something came up to me and they were like, do you want to do this? I'd be like, oh, well. But yeah, I think there's a balance. I would like to keep growing and keep doing what I'm doing. And big projects are great. I'm not necessarily going to turn them down. I just want to make sure I've always still got that personal touch. I wouldn't want to just start sending things to a factory to be made and not been able to, and been like limited with what I can do. I still want to be able to work with my customers and do whatever they want rather than it being regimented. Yeah. So I think there's a fine line. Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Last two from me.
Yes. Okay.
Is there anything that I've not asked that I should have?
Oh. When can I come and measure up your garden for some new cushions?
We're gonna need
I'm free this week.
I actually need the furniture first. We've no, tell a lie, no, we don't. We've actually got it. My missus was talking about getting
really bad cushions on them.
I don't think I've got any.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
just your woman.
Because Lucy was talking about changing it or getting some. I kind of blank out whenever she wants to start spending some more money.
Yes.
So I'd stop listening for a little bit.
Just pass your card on and be like, there you go.
I pretty much do that now anyway. With the last question, it's just asking you, how do people find you? How do people get hold of you?
So mostly people find me on social media, on my Facebook and Instagram, which is just sort of / the Make and Mend or # the Make and Mend. But then I do also have a website, which is www.themakeandmend.com.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice and easy.
Yeah,
then.
just drop me a message and then I book people in the diary and go see them, and then the rest just
goes on from there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much for
Not
joining
a problem.
me. Thank you all for listening as always. And obviously, when you've got anything in terms of outdoor furniture, if you've got anything interior you need help with, please do get in touch with Terri. And thank you again for listening. And please do like, share, subscribe, review, everything I always tell you to do every single week to help us push this far and wide. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.